All right, so the Continental United Airline merger helping stocks, as Laura just reported, but what will the deal mean for ticket prices? Joining us now is Mark Orwoll. He is international editor for Travel and Leisure magazine, where he's covered the industry for more than 20 years and writes the Smart Traveler column. He previously served as senior editor of U.S. Air magazine. Mark, welcome to Bloomberg News.
Thank you, Laura. Mark.
Bottom line, how much more is this going to cost us in airfare, this deal?
If you look at historically at the some previous mergers like Delta, Northwest, and before that, America West and U.S. Airways, really it would be difficult to say that those mergers resulted directly in increased airfares. Are we going to see higher airfares this summer? Absolutely. There's a growing interest. It's not necessarily going to be attributable to the merger, though. Most times...
Fuel prices, what will be driving those increases?
Absolutely. I mean, the fuel prices, the increased interest, people are... we have gotten, at Travel and Leisure magazine, we know that people want to get back out there and travel. When people are feeling comfortable about it, the airlines realize they can raise their airfare, and that's more what's going to be driving airfare increases this summer.
The airlines are saying that this merger could save them, I believe the figures were between $1 billion and $1.2 billion a year by 2013. Yeah. Where's that savings coming from?
Well, a lot of that's going to be from, well, the fact that Continental is an all Boeing fleet, and United is mostly Boeing. So there's going to be cost savings. They can move aircraft back and forth, mothball aircraft. That's going to be a lot easier for them. Advertising and marketing, they're going to save huge amounts of money.
You mentioned Boeing. Was it going to mean anything for Boeing?
This could actually be a boom for Boeing too, with these two airlines coming together. If they want to continue focusing on Boeing as their primary manufacturer, and I think they will.
What about the business segment? This is so important. So how does this merger, this new United Airlines, going to impact the business travel? And, we talk about the airfare, but what about the choices, right? Because business travelers oftentimes have to make a choice at the spur of the moment.
Well, this goes to the heart of why this particular merger actually is not a bad marriage. In fact, in many ways, it's pretty good, because internationally, you have United, which really has a strong presence in the Trans-Pacific market. They're great in getting to Hawaii. You have Continental that is really strong in Mexico, Latin America, and in Europe. Also, domestically, they have strong areas. So there's going to be a broader network for business travelers to follow.
I want to pick up on something you mentioned earlier, Mark, and that was that travelers are feeling more comfortable with traveling. Obviously, we had this bomb scare in Times Square over the weekend. Do you think the airlines as an industry-wide, are kind of taking advantage of consumers and their level of comfort? I mean, we're just coming out of the recession. The economy's growing at it's growing, but still at a tepid pace.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I would say that the only way that they're taking advantage of people is with these additional fees, surcharges that they've been adding on. They can keep the airfares artificially low and yet charge you for pillows and blankets, charge you for checking your luggage, charge you for meals on the plane.
All those annoying things.
Charging you for buying your ticket over the telephone. That is where they're taking advantage of the consumer.
Talk to me about the significance of the merger and the two airlines deciding to keep the United name as opposed to the Continental name. That's not insignificant, is it?
No, United has a longer presence internationally than Continental does, and I think they want to hold on to that, the name recognition.
They're going to keep the colors, though, right?
They're going to keep. It's going to have the name United on the planes, but they're going to use the Continental colors and the logo. So they're looking at this as a merger of two equals, and I think they're really following through on that.
Are there any industry groups or consumer groups that could kind of block any increase in ticket prices?
Blocking increase in ticket prices is going to be very hard.
Well, how does what's the competitive nature shaping up to look like?
Well, this is going to be. A lot of people say that this airline is going to be so big that it can set the prices, that can drive the prices.
But that's problematic in the antitrust world.
It is. But you have airlines like JetBlue, like Southwest. They can come. These guys can move quick. They're light on their feet. They can adjust their prices quickly. They are going to be a real factor in keeping the new airline, this new merged airline, honest when it comes to airfares.